Hello,
Hello, people.
Ayo here.
Lola here. So, today we're looking at some controversies that have been surrounding some major examination bodies in Nigeria. We're thinking out loud and we're asking what's going on with our respected and trusted examination bodies, those institutions we have looked up to give us standard test results that students take anywhere, and people say, okay, oh, you got an A, you got this score, that means you must be this, you got this percentage. And recently, two of them have been in the news, 1 month ago and another one recently. It first of all started with people complaining about the manner in which exams were conducted, um, people writing exams in darkness and all whatnot. And then a few days ago, there was news that parents and like a group or some groups were advocating for cancellation of exams based on some of the results that were released. And then suddenly today, I saw the news. I don't know if it started yesterday, but I saw the news today that they had to like withdraw the results they had put up on their website or and their part on their portal, and they were going back for reviews. And it's just like, what's going on? What is happening? What do they need to do? What are they not doing that is causing all of this? Because it's an important matter. It's something that everybody should be concerned about, because these are the bodies that provide the tests that students take to universities. They are judged by, and if there's any shaking in the standard of it, it being the same across board, there's a real issue. So, Ayo, what do you think is going on? What's your idea about what's going on?
Well, I've also been seeing the story recently, and you know, um, there was a story you've referenced before. There was a story that happened, when one exam body, conducted exams, and then citizens or parents complained about the results, and that exam body had to more like do like a retake. They had to come back again and say, oh, there was a technical glitch in certain areas that wrote the exam, and for me, um, some of these issues that are happening to these are major exam bodies in Nigeria right now, um, I think is eroding, the integrity that they have. Is making people question some of their results, and this is not too good in my own view, because when people don't trust them to to conduct this exam, or the results that are being produced by them, then it reduces the institution back to zero. you know but for me, I think more importantly, for you know our major examination bodies in Nigeria, I think they need to really go back and restructure how these exams are being done. Also look at how they can introduce technology, more technology into some of their processes and the way that these exams are being conducted. I think that's very, very critical, because once this is done, discrepancies will be less, and also really work on their processes such that when certain things are not going in certain ways, they can decide to say, okay, you know what, maybe for these certain people, you can't write this exam now. Once these conditions are not working as it should, rather than going ahead with the examination,
Yes.
because as in the case of where there was that technical glitch, if someone was sitting down and monitoring, maybe they thought that, oh, this technical glitch was not some sort of a big deal, we'll still be able to um, work it out properly, and people will be able to get their good results or the real results of how they performed during that examination. I think once certain metrics are not going well, it's best to announce to the participants or the student to say, oh, due to this, would have to push your own exam forward. I think that in itself would help, increase their integrity and the way people will receive, the results when it comes. And again, I won't put the whole blame on them as well. I also say, even the participants of these exams also are also pressurizing the system in ways to see how they can, maneuver the system and take advantage of where there are loopholes. So, but more importantly, it is the exam body that the onus is lying on to make sure that they plug every hole. Like if anybody is even trying to look for any hole that that they want to take advantage of, they won't be able to find it. So for me, these situations that are happening is quite sad. It's not something to be happy about, because these are exam bodies in Nigeria that we really, really cherish. They have been organizing exams since, and everybody in Nigeria has their certificates, and when they give you your results, everybody takes it for what it is. And I think they need to step up their game in this area. They need to rework some of their systems. They need to innovate. That's the word. Innovate properly. And I I believe, I know innovation is not easy. And for this kind of bodies also, I know innovation, may not be something they will be easily open to, because they want to check and be sure that this particular technology would work. They can't do a, what's it called? A trial, a gamble on people's results, because so many people's lives are dependent on the integrity of their system. And I know that definitely in-house to they may be doing a lot, but from my end, I want to say they need to do more. Because right now, these days, complain here, complain there, complain, so many complaints that some now, one of them has also shut down their portal to say they want to review again. So for me, when you do that, it's more like the result you had put out, you were not sure of it. Now, people will have questions in their mind that say, okay, the result you even put out last year, are we sure?
They will begin to look back.
Are we sure there was no this kind of error didn't happen, last year as well? Is it because there's a lot of uproar, there's a lot of complaint, people are more vocal now that you are considering these things, and so that's my own mind is my own mind right now for them is that they need to really sit down and rework it. They need to rework their systems. Situations where an exam body was telling under 18 people between almost under 18 people to be coming for accreditation, saying accreditation will start by 6 a.m. And some of them live far off. How would they be able to meet up? That means the student that wants to write an exam that is supposed to start by 9 o'clock will have to leave his house by 4 o'clock. Some have to leave their house by 4 o'clock, some have to leave their house by 5 o'clock, depending on how far their places. I remember when I wrote this exam years back, I left my house around 5:30, at that time. So I think they need to just rework the systems. And now social media is there. Everybody will see, the flaws wherever there are lapses. That's just the truth. It will be amplified. And I think for our exam body right now, they need to set some guidelines to say, when we are conducting exam, for instance, maybe the examination is supposed to arrive, if they are still using, papers, supposed to arrive maybe by 8 o'clock. Once it doesn't arrive by 9 o'clock, let's cancel it and we'll postpone it till another time, and we'll bring another fresh paper to these guys. At least they should have more bank of questions that they can reprint and and bring to the students. It shouldn't be that it doesn't arrive by 10 o'clock. They still want to bring the exam by 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. That in itself also can affect the integrity of the paper itself. So for me, it's just there's a lot of work for them to do. That's my own to say. What they need to just restructure and rejig their system. That's what I'm looking at, and I'm not happy with the whole situation, honestly.
Yeah, it's not a good one. You basically said almost everything, but just to add to it, I would say they should really do an audit of their staff.
Exactly.
Some of the people there may be standing in the way of excellence without knowing it. I don't want to say anybody is corrupt or whatever. That's not, they know how to weed those out. But sometimes just people feeling, this is the way we've been doing it.
Exactly.
People scared. of even making mistakes with innovation. So they say, no, let's not do this style, or this is the style we know. And I think I would like to advise and say maybe they should look into employing a lot of young people that are tech savvy, that are full of ideas, that have recently experienced these exams, and be able to see some of the fault lines
Yes.
in what happens. They should consider that. And also, they should really look into penalizing, really enforcing, because I know there are laws with, exam malpractice, both from the side of the student, and if there are collaborators among the ad hoc staff or their main staff, they should really enforce these things so that it will deter people. Because a lot of the things they try to do, where they say, oh, you have to write, we have to bring the papers right now, is to prevent malpractice. And I think they are doing a lot, but one area I don't see a lot is, some of this, making the law to catch up with those who have done such things. It's not really the best, because even already one of the things that will let you know that more needs to be done. I have encountered people who are not afraid to share that they are using a machinery, or I feel like that's something that even if you are doing it, you should be a bit ashamed to say it. So maybe it's not even only legal penalization, like there should be a kind of social engineering to make these things feel like taboo again. And I guess it's not only those bodies. As a society, as parents, as observers, I think we should look into all these things, because if these institutions fail like this, even if we want to wrap them up and say, oh, we don't need this kind of test again, I don't think they should go out this way.
Yeah.
They shouldn't go out this way where people now say, oh, all this why they're just doing rubbish. It's not true. They've done a lot. They've put in a lot of work. Those are decades of people's work and dedication. So we all need to help them, and one of the ways is by sharing this. And please tell us what you think in the comments. Some parents were clamoring before this shutdown of their portal came up that they should cancel the exams. Tell us if you think they should cancel the exams, and tell us what you think they can do. Next year is around the corner already. Another exam will come up. I think maybe they do the other one that is not school based. Is it? So exams are coming up, and we need to join the conversation publicly and talk to them. So tell us what you think, and thank you for listening.
Okay, so thank you for listening. Please remember to like, to share, and to also comment.
Yes.
And don't forget to follow us, turn on our notification, as we'll be here again on another edition discussing another issue. Thank you. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.